Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Tice Ryzen, aka the Happy Buddha, aka Wise Ninja, aka Master of None. Today's episode, we're going for a walk in the forest, and we're gonna be talking, ranting, and experiencing life all together now. Now, if you can make it through to the very end, and you can understand everything I'm saying, I assure you, you'll be much wiser and leave more enlightened. I hope this serves you well. If you ever want to get a sense of how the world once was before you ever entered it, all you have to do is go to a nature spot and just see how it is naturally. And you'll get a sense of how it once was, how it always was, hopefully how it always will be, but that comes down to us, you and me, the ones who have choice. Because there are a lot of changes in this world. The main changes are all socially, all societal. But if you get down to the root of Mother Nature, for over millennia, nothing much has changed. The only change that's being brought about is all human force. So understanding that we have such a massive influence in this world, we really need to be responsible. Social structure is just too hard bent on capitalists. Nature has no demands, really. Does it? The greatest moment for humanity will be when we can all communicate true understanding and recognize that we are all similar and of one planet. How is that possible? That the only planet sustaining life for millions of light years is in war amongst itself. It's just pure chaos. It doesn't make any sense. The only source of life in the entire universe that we can see is fighting itself. How does that make any sense? It really doesn't. Just imagine how much more progress, how much farther it would be in advancements of human culture, societies as a civilization. How much further would we be if we can just all work together as one species? We really need to drop all these differences. We need to all be on the same wavelength. So that's the solution. That's the dream. That's the ultimate goal for the entire planet. So it's a simple concept, right? But how do we make it into an actuality? We have to stop thinking independently of ourselves. Everyone's always so self-centered. Everyone's out there for themselves only, living life just for them. If it doesn't serve them, then they won't do anything. Alright, fine. Now we're stuck with the duality. Self-service and for the greater good. Looks like there are two different sides of the same coin. That coin fails to recognize that it is still the same coin. So what if it's two different sides? It's still the same coin. It appears to be a psychological unawareness of oneself. Because once you are truly able to recognize your true self, not just yourself, But if you can recognize your true self, then you'd understand that your true self is also those around you, the world around you, the environment around you. It all is all-encompassing as your true self. This is why there's so much need for enlightenment in this world. Too many people are living in darkness, and that's mainly because their own mind is shrouded with ego, with false realities of material gains and false beliefs of what money is. Really, we need to get down to what the truth is. And what is the truth? It's very simple. The truth is you and I. This whole world and everything in it, we are the truth. The truth is in us. It is not in all these things that they're advertising to you. Riches and gains and cars and all this fake status of class. These are old ideals that need to be abandoned, but they keep being brought back because only a select few want to keep the powers in their hands. And this is what's causing such turmoil in the entire world. It's because people do not know how to share. Not just share your wealth, sure, you can do that, but share your knowledge, share your heart, share some compassion in order to really make this world a great place, a good place, a true haven, which is my life's purpose, I believe, my life's mission. To create a true heaven on earth. It is possible. But we need to abandon these selfish mentalities. We have to stop self-gain. If everything you're doing is solely for yourself, then you're part of the problem. You really are. Because the problem in this world is mostly psychological. And a psychological problem on a mass scale of humanity becomes a catastrophic problem. And in order to change that problem, then you have to not be included with the problem. You have to be a part of the solution. And what is the solution? Is to start thinking beyond just yourself. To know your true self. And your true self is just an extension of a greater whole in this mass world. That is your true self, just here, walking consciousness on the hard earth with trees busting out of the ground, with water flowing through its veins, and photosynthesis absorbed into its leaves from the sun and the sky, pumping out oxygen to fill your lungs, and you in return breathing out carbon dioxide so that it can also breathe. It's a system. Everything is interrelated. You're a part of a whole. Stop thinking that you're completely independent. There's no such thing as independent in this world. There's no such thing. Everything is dependent on something. Remember that. The moment you forget that, the moment you think that you're all and everything on your own, you failed. You've already failed. It's much greater than that. Everything all together, it's much greater than that. Those are the people who have a lot of resources in the world. You have a greater responsibility because you have more access to options and you're more capable. Therefore, hence, you have more responsibility to do greater good. And if that's the path you chose, then show this world that it can be better. Let's say you don't have so much resources. It doesn't mean that you have no responsibility. It doesn't matter which position you are in your life. You also have a responsibility. Every single living being has a responsibility in this world. And I believe it's time for the maturity of humanity, for the maturity of the greater consciousness, for the maturity of Earth. How many years, millennia, have this been going on? Like war. It's such a base idea. It's just two sides fighting, trying to destroy the other side. It's just a difference in ideas. Because they cannot come to an agreement, one idea needs to squash the other idea. That's the only way they have come to any kind of resolution to this. It's so base. It's just that the forms of weaponry used to kill one another has evolved. But the mentality of the fight has never evolved. It's still just fighting. It's all it is. It's just two sides fighting. It's not right to be violent. Let's use nature as an example, because I feel like I learned so much from nature. It's probably the greatest teacher that I've ever experienced. It's just watching nature itself. I learned more from Mother Earth than I've ever have from any human being. All these plants, trees, flowers, they just are. They're just being. And it's so peaceful. Could you imagine if these type of trees here, the evergreens, had something against these birches or something? Just because it looked a little different and they couldn't coexist in the same forest? Because they're like, that tree doesn't look like the same as this tree, so let's destroy it. Sounds stupid, crazy, right? When you talk about trees. Well, you look at us humans, creatures with a consciousness and the ability to think, are doing that very exact thing. Oh, tell me that's not stupid. tell me humanity is not stupid. I want to believe it. I want to believe that humanity is not stupid. But damn. The more I look around, the more I see, the more stupidity I feel from humanity. So base. Where are all the evolved people? If you're hearing this now and you don't understand a lick of what I'm saying, I have to break it to you. But you're in the Matrix. Exactly like the movie. You watch that movie? You watch The Matrix? If you haven't, go watch it. That's your portal into understanding what the Matrix is. Yeah, it's a sci-fi fantasy, but the underlying message is there. Humanity is under control of a greater beast, and it doesn't even recognize it because it's so comfortable within it. And yeah, in order to break free from all of it, it's gonna take a little bit of uncomfort. But fuck, man. Human up already. Everyone's in their fucking pods, fucking around on some fucking video game. Grow the fuck up. Shit, man. It gets... Sometimes you have to get so angry at people for them to listen to you. Why? Why is it that is the language that people resonate with? Find your heart. Understand that you are a soul. You have spirit. You have a mind that is your tool. Your mind is your greatest, I don't want to call it a weapon, but it's your greatest asset if used correctly. And it is yours and it belongs to you. But right now, the way I see it, the way it's been showing to me, when you pull out and look at the world from a God's eye view, most people's minds are under the control of a societal system that is infusing each and every individual with some kind of context that money is how they need to live their life. And that's not the case. Money is just, it's fucking nothing. Money doesn't mean anything. I'm sorry, but it doesn't. It doesn't mean shit. There's no power in money. The power in the money is the power that you give it. You want to understand the true power? The true power is in the people. The true power is in you. You have the power. Without you, there is no power. You have the control. If you want to do something, it gets done. But right now, in this world, they only have you doing something if you get paid for it. They're trading your time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears for money. If you just understood that money doesn't mean shit, it's a fantasy. Money is used by whoever made the money, all these elites, to control the people, which is the true source of the power. Don't be mistaken. That's it for today. Till the next one.